Hi everyone, it's Meredith with Soul Navigation, your evolutionary astrologer. I feel so privileged and honored to be with you. I absolutely love having you here. I love teaching you, sharing with you my knowledge as an astrologer and helping you make your world a little nicer, a little healthier, a little sweeter, more rewarding. And it's my goal to help you figure out who you were born to be and what you can do with all the gifts that live inside of you. The world has been so rocked by coronavirus and I think by the political state in the United States. I know that the pain and the suffering and the sickness has reverberated around the world. And I want to say thank you to all my friends who live around the world who have sent me their well wishes, their condolences, their thoughts, and especially your prayers. We're in an existential crisis, and we need your prayers right now for the healing of our country and the healing of our entire world. I hope wherever you're watching this that you are doing well, that you're flourishing the best that you can, and that your family is healthy and well, and that happiness is finding you. So today I'm going to share with you about the rest of January, because January it's got some of the hardest aspects I've ever seen in my entire 23 years of studying astrology. I haven't personally seen aspects collectively that are this potent and volatile. So I'm going to talk with you about the month of January, and I want you to think about your own chart. I'm going to show you the charts, but this is happening. This energy that I'm going to talk about is happening internally inside each of us in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully, it's happening in a more constructive rather than a deconstructive way inside of you. But you can see out there in the world, it's in a really severe deconstructive state. So while I talk about these aspects, I want you to think about where they're at in your own personal chart and how they're showing up for you. This is a pivotal month. February is going to be difficult too. And like I said in my previous videos in December, I said it really isn't going to get better until the equinox, the spring equinox in March. Let's talk about it, and I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to let you see these aspects. But we're going to start with January 17th. By the way, today is January 15th, 2021. But we're going to start with January 17th, and I want to talk about Jupiter squaring Uranus. And this is exact on this day, but it has been in play since December 17th, 2020. And it's actually going to stay in play until the end of February, around February 27th, 2021. So this gives me an opportunity to tell you something about orbs. And this is why my last video, the worst days and the best days prediction, I wasn't exact spot on with the dates. I didn't say January 6th. I should speak more in terms of orbs. So when I mention a day, I want you to think in your head that it's a little bit before and a little bit after. It depends on what planet. So if it's the moon, it's a much faster luminary. So the moon is only going to stay in a sign for 2 days. But if I'm talking about Saturn or Jupiter or Mars or Uranus, you can just think 10 days before or 10 days after, okay? We're talking about a target. And on this day, on January 17th, this is the target, this is the bullseye. But 10 days before and 10 days after, I still hit the target, right? I'm still on the target. I just am in an outer ring. I'm not in the bullseye. It still hits you. It still affects you. So I really need to give you that. And that's a gold mine. And that's called an orb. An orb is like the sphere. So if my necklace is the bullseye and that's January 17th, then the days over here coming up to it, and then bullseye, and the days waning, leaving it 10 days before and 10 days after are still in the target. Do you get it? Please tell me that you do. So let's think about this for a minute. Anytime Uranus is involved, it is going to create mega shock waves. I want you to think of a massive earthquake. Now, this is a rumble inside of you. This is a rumble in the world as well. And what is Jupiter? Your belief system. So we have a shock to the belief system. We have a shock happening to our faith, to our laws, and to our governance. That's Jupiter. And what's sad about it is that we're sort of being painfully shocked into higher consciousness. And unfortunately, it's, I guess, in order to reach the masses, it's got to strip away and take away so much, because people grow inside of strife and loss. And when you're about to lose everything, that's rock bottom, right? That's when there's an awakening, and it's sad. And not all of us need to lose everything in order to wake up. I would probably say most of us do. Most of us earth beings do. I don't personally feel that way. I can sit and cherish something, and I can just imagine loss. And just imagining loss can catapult me into a new state of being. But not everybody works that way. So this is creating big opportunities that want to personally help you break free from some old ideology that no longer works for you. So where in your life, in a personal way, are you looking for a breakthrough? A radical breakthrough around what you believe in, maybe a new belief system. Maybe you're going to discover that you were believing in some false god or some false authority, if you will. Maybe you want to break free from your parents or from a dogmatic partner, or maybe you want to break free from something that is keeping you obedient to a different belief system than what is emerging inside of you. For example, let's say you have a sexual identification that your family doesn't agree with. Well, this would be a time when you would want to radically break free from the way they're asking you to live, the conformity they're asking you to live in. And you would want to break free into your own radical, if you will. It might not really be radical, but to them it is, right? Your radical truth. So what's your radical truth? And what will you do? What will you do for that radical truth? Now, what we're seeing in the world is that many Americans have found themselves literally brainwashed and inside a cult. And they truly believe that the lies that are fed to them are the truth. And they're having this radical belief system, this change, right? And it's creating a demise, a self-sabotage, and a sickness. This transit can go both ways. It can show up in a very beautiful way for you on a very personal level. And you can also see the shadow side of this transit in the collective here in the United States. Now, I want to just tell you something. Those people do not really represent the majority of Americans. And I know it looks like they do. And I think you can see it a lot in the weathered faces of those souls. They are really lost. And they found this magnanimous deity that they set up as their God, and they decided to follow this false god. And so you're seeing this revelation with a false idol, if you will, happen in the streets. And that is the shadow side of this aspect. I want you to think about the glorious parts of this aspect and apply them to your internal world. Now, this aspect, Jupiter square Uranus, really does have a erratic nature to it and has high anxiety attached to it. And you're going to see anxious, impulsive, erratic behavior out there in the world. You might see it, I don't know, at the 7-Eleven, or you might see it taking to the streets, or you might see it in your own family. But it is very, very erratic. I want you to choose which battles you're going to take on, which changes you're going to take on with caution, with strength, but go a little bit more slowly than what your impulsive nature, than the pace your impulsive nature might want to operate at. Just go a little bit more slowly so you can see the pitfalls coming. This is a time, because it has Uranus in it, this is a time when it can be really whacked out and weird and quirky and out of bounds, and like aliens can drop down from the sky. I'm not kidding. Or you can think that they do. You're going to see weird, and weird. You're going to see weird faith systems, weird belief systems, like just whacked out weird. And you might even feel like you want to step a little bit into the weird, the kink, the unusual, the unorthodox. And that's totally fine. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, go slow and make sure that you act with a sense of reason and some sensibility, and that your ideas for change are grounded and founded. On a personal level, this can bring you incredible new opportunities and extravagant opportunities. And this can be really beautiful for you personally, but I think you're going to see it quite destructive in the world at large with the collective. I think we're going to see massive chaos. I'll keep going, and I want to show you the chart. Okay, so look at this chart. It's really interesting. So on the 17th, we've got the Jupiter square Uranus, and it's exact on that day. But remember that it started back on December 17th, and this energy goes all the way through the 27th of February. So I do think that, especially here in the United States, we're in a perilous situation through February, and it even longer, but that's as far as I've looked for right now. But I want to tell you that Jupiter creates enormity, and it creates this exaggeration, and it creates just massiveness. Think of Jupiter as being 13,300 times the size of Earth, right? And so Uranus is this shock, this awe, this surprise. It's volcanic, and it's like a giant unsettling earthquake in us. And both of those planets are freedom seekers. Both of those planets, I think Jupiter wants freedom from oppression to find inner glory and happiness, to reign supreme. And Jupiter is the king or the god, right? And Uranus is the egalitarian, the unifier, if you will. But Uranus will even the score and make all men equal, but it will do so in the most brutal ways, because it is cold. It has no emotion at all. It is cold. It will slice you. Both of them want to take off the shackles, and both of them working together will enormously, brutally, painfully create a revolution. I've been talking about that for over a year, since last January. I said last January, go watch my video, January 2020, you are standing in a revolution. It just didn't come about until January 2021. Where in your own chart are you having this Uranus or Jupiter? Because that's where you are wanting to take the shackles off and break free in your own life. And you can see that Uranus is at 6 degrees Taurus, and Jupiter is at 6 degrees Aquarius. So if it's sitting on your sun, that's your soul wanting to break free from something. If it's your moon, that's your heart wanting to break free and have freedom. So it's kind of important to see where that shows up in your own life, because you're having a revolution or a revelation, hopefully a little sweeter one, inside of you too. So what I want to tell you is, don't seek change just for change's sake. See what is percolating inside of you and what wants to be changed, and step into it with grace and love. Okay, the other thing that you can see is Saturn is also in square aspect here to Uranus. Now, it's not exact. It is not exact, but it is after Jupiter. So Jupiter is a little stronger. Jupiter is more massive. It creates, remember, Jupiter is 13,300 times the size of Earth. So it's so massive, it's so big, we can't even contain it. But Saturn is our government. It's our authority, and it is our structure. It is our concrete buildings. Anything you can touch, it is the material world. When you have Saturn in square aspect to Uranus, that's literally storming the Capitol building. That's literally taking the fire extinguisher and breaking glass and taking over the building, the iconic building, the government iconic beacon of light, and everything that it symbolizes. So Saturn is the structure, the governmental structure, and Uranus is just the reckless outlaw, if you will, the rebel, the anarchist. And so, it on January 17th, it's square, but by orb. But it has been in place since around December 15th. Now, it is going to be exact on February 17th. Mark your calendar down. There's going to be a Saturn square Uranus three times this year, on June 14th and also December 24th, in addition to that February 17th. But let me tell you something. This is in play by orb for the entire 2021. So this is a year where you're going to see the tear down of government structures, police and buildings and authority and politics and money and food, and the tear down and then the build up. And then the tear down and the build up. You'll see Saturn wins, and then Uranus wins. And then you'll see Saturn lose, then you'll see Uranus lose. So the rebels lose, and then the government wins, and then the government loses and the rebels win. And it's going to be this tit for tat tug of war. And I think it's going to be painful, but there's something inside of you where there's this obedient, sober person who has worked very hard to build and grow your life as you know it. And then there's this rebel inside of you that wants to tear that down and just say, I'm not doing it the way that I've always done it. I'm not minding the rules. I'm not following the rules anymore. I'm going to make it up. I'm going to give up my corporate job and I'm going to go be a Reiki master, right? So hopefully inside of you, it's a little sweeter and a little more productive than what craziness you see in the world. But mark your calendars for June 14th and December 24th. Now, remember, I talked about orbs. It's so important. This is in play for the whole entire year, but those are bullseye days. And things don't always land on a bullseye day. Now, I think there could be massive destruction on the 17th. And I actually think that the anarchists are planning for massive destruction on the 17th and the 20th. However, I think Saturn, the government, the cops, the CIA, the Secret Service, and the FBI here in the United States may be so on it now after the riots that maybe the anarchists feel like it's not safe and their plans have been thwarted, but not for long, right? I do honestly believe that if we just did nothing, you would see major hell break loose again on the 17th and 20th. Now, we still might see that, but I don't think we'll see it, hopefully, on the massive scale that we saw it at the Capitol. However, we have been warned that they are planning attacks at all 50 capitals on the 17th through the 20th, 21st. And I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. And I also will not be surprised if somebody does get killed, assassinated, or murdered. We have some really hard transits coming up. And I hate to say that. And I don't like saying that, but you know that I like to be very truthful and honest. So I would like to ask that we all create love, especially on the full moon in Leo. We're going to talk more about that. But I think that we people, my followers here on this channel, can really create change for the positive through love. So personally, what you're going to feel like is like you're blocked. So Saturn can be like a brick wall and Uranus can like run through the wall, right? So you're going to feel like you might be stifled or stuck with that Saturn square Uranus. It's gaining momentum, right? And again, it goes exact on February 17th, but we're feeling it right now and we're even seeing it. We're seeing the Jupiter square a little bit more strong right now because that's exact, but the Saturn one is gaining. So in a personal way, you might feel like it might feel like writer's block, or you might feel blocked from being able to radically create every crazy fun idea that you have. It might be like you're running into walls. I'll give you an example. And you also might feel like the things that you want to do are a little bit reckless. So here's an example for you. I have somebody who I desperately need to go visit in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's desperate. And I need to go see this person. And I love this person dearly. And the trip is dire. And I need to go for about 10 days because this person's in a rehabilitation center. And so I don't know if I will be able to. It's very difficult and complicated. It takes a lot of red tape, getting through red tape to be able to go make a visit. And so I might only be able to visit through glass, but it's like my plans are just being thwarted. I'm not getting green lights and yeses. And the flight was hard to book. And the hotel is like impossible to get because it's expensive because I need to stay for 10 days. Then it's complicated to get my dog the kind of care that Teddy needs. And everything is just like, God, why can't I just make this gosh darn trip happen? It's just Phoenix. It's just jumping on a plane and going. And this is that's where I grew up, as you know, and this is a very easy trip to make under normal circumstances. Well, right now it is like impossible. I'm running into so many brick walls. And then, as my mom has told me, it's kind of reckless for me to even go because Arizona has the highest COVID rates in the entire United States per capita. So they have the worst coronavirus outbreak. And now there's the new variant, right? And going on a plane isn't great. Mask, shield, all that. I mean, I'm totally isolated. I don't take risks. I wear a mask all the time. It's complicated. And so I just feel crushed. And that's that Saturn Uranus. Do I step into the rebel and just say, screw it and go and roll the dice and take the chances? Well, that's complicated because I have fragile people in my life, including my own immune system, right? Or do I just follow the rules, take precautions, and maybe miss the opportunity to see this person that I love dearly? All that. Right. So that's what this energy feels like. And I don't want to be like ridiculous in the radical, just, screw it all and go. And I also don't want my plans thwarted, Saturn. And so I'm very frustrated because I feel like the Uranian side to this story is too reckless. And I feel like the Saturnian side of this story is going to steal my opportunity away from me, and I'm never going to get the chance again. And so I'm standing at this crossroads. So where in your life are you feeling that? We can see it play out in the streets of America, but where are you feeling like that? If you're in the UK, you might feel like, gosh darn it, this is the biggest lockdown. I can't go anywhere. I can't be me. I can't do me. I'm stuck, and I have so much energy and I want to do so many things and I can't. So it's these two worlds, and it's so conflicting. Leave me a comment below and tell me your Saturn Uranus, the stop start, like, ah. And I've analyzed this like 1,000 ways. I was up all night thinking about how I could do it. And I just go in circles because I don't know the right answer. So sometimes what Saturn does to you is it slows you down and you just analyze, right? Until the opportunity is stolen from you. And then if you go the Uranian way, sometimes it's so reckless, you could fall off the cliff. Yeah. Okay, January 20th, we have to talk about this. This is where Mars and Uranus come exactly together. And this is the accident day. This is a day that is very worrisome. I've already talked about it. This aspect actually came into conjunction on the 6th of January, but it's exact on the 19th and mostly the 20th. And it plays out until February 7th. I'm going to show this to you on the chart. This is perhaps the biggest day of the year, definitely the month, but probably the year. And look at this chart. We have the Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter in square aspect to Mars and Uranus. However, I want you to also look at this chart because we have the Moon in Aries square Pluto. And not only do we have that, but that moon is going to sit at the 29th degree. Now, if you know me, if you've been studying with me, if you've been binge watched my videos, you've heard me talk about the 29th degree numerous times. And on Inauguration Day here, when President-elect Joe Biden becomes president, and we have Kamala Harris becoming our first elected African-American vice president, female. So proud of her. The moon sits at the 29th degree of Aries, and Aries is the warrior. It can be the madman. It's guns and ammo. It is badass. And it's at that crisis degree, that 29th degree. And so we should be nervous. I don't know if they can create enough security. They have more National Guard troops and more troops in DC at the Capitol than we do in the Middle East, really. And so we're bolstering it up. So maybe that's a deterrent right there. But would I be surprised if something horrible happened? No. Do I want that? God, no. But that is like, hold your breath and say your prayers and send us light and love. Because energetically that and astrologically, that's a really, really tough day. So this aspect all combined together is not obedient. And it's also very like rabid, and it's frothing at the mouth. People will probably break through some barriers, but I don't think it will be because it's been thwarted. Now, the energy is as strong as it was on the 6th, but I think that the world has woken up to that, and there won't be as many attempts. If there are attempts, it's in weaker places, because that Mars Uranus will hunt out those weak spots, right? So it could happen at the local level at federal buildings. Now, I could be wrong. It could be a takeover. It could be, but I just think plans have been thwarted. However, the astrological energy is still there. So inside of you, where is this anxiety playing out? And on the 20th, I really recommend that you do anything filled with love, 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 because this gives you the power and the ability to break out of limiting situations. If you're oppressed or suppressed or not able to use your voice or your body, this is a day when you can have a radical personal breakthrough. And I recommend that you channel the high side of this, but a lot of unexpected events. So like whatever it is that we're thinking it's going to be something different. And there's a lot of surprises coming to you around this time. So let's look at the Mars square Jupiter on the 23rd. It's exact. And it's been in place since very early January, before the 6th. And this energy can give you enormous personal power, that Mars square Jupiter. I sometimes like this aspect, to tell you the truth. But you can also feel like you're on the ropes. You can feel like you're just on the ropes and you can't break free. I think on the 23rd, you're going to see a lot more arrests, because Jupiter is that planet of justice, of the belief system and of the greater laws, ideologies, right? Philosophy and ideology. And with Mars there, it gets you. So I think you're going to see a lot of arrests. It's like judicial power, right? Judicial power. So Jupiter transits give us the courage to take on adversaries, and we want to live for the truth. And those crazies, they really believe that that's the truth. And so they're out there dying for the truth. They're dying for their belief system because they believe it so deeply. You could get really defensive on this day, especially if you feel threatened. And so I do want to say, be very, very careful. This isn't a day that you want to test the system. So this is a day where you kind of want to just stay very reasonable and react in a logical way if somebody does attack you or hurt you with words or force. Yeah, this is not a time to go on the attack. Don't do it. It won't be good for you. It won't end up good. So also, I want you to see on January 23rd, so Venus in Capricorn is sextiling Neptune in Pisces. And this is deep spiritual love. And this is kind of where I want to tell you to go. We had a neighbor just 2 doors down cry out for help over and over and over. We didn't hear her. So she's 2 doors down, And in between us, we have our neighbors. And our neighbors speak English as a second language. They're Chinese. They're Lily's parents. You guys have probably heard Lily cry, and I love Lily. And the young dad over there came over and knocked on our door at like 11 o'clock at night. And by the way, I know that took so much courage for him to come knock on our door. Just they're very private. They keep to themselves. And he summons my husband to go check on the lady who's crying for help. Well, the lady who's crying for help is really suffering, and my heart just breaks for her. And I've offered my assistance and my help and my love, and I just want to put, chicken noodle soup. But she's going through maybe fits of dementia or something. It's very sad, but my heart breaks for her. I just want to be that stranger in the world that can be summoned to your house when you have a cry for help. And so that's Venus Neptune. And if you hear someone's cry for help, this is a time to embrace them. No matter what, it's almost like we need to rise above how we're different, and how I'm mad at you for believing in what you believe in, and how you don't like me for, my Black Lives Matter t-shirt. You can be mad at me for this, but still love me. I want to wear it, and I wear it with pride. And so what I'm just saying is, let's be above that and just go to the human soul level. And if I'm in my house crying for help, still reach your hand out to me. And on this day, we need to do this for other people. We need to go to the soul level. And so where in your life can you use Venus sextile Neptune? Somebody in your life is hurting and needs unconditional divine love. And tag you're it. You're it, because you're watching this video. You're it. So who in your life can you help come alive? This is the aspect of international prayer and international healing through unconditional love. And on January 23rd, this is exact. Your intuition is going to be heightened. Your heart will be expanded. You will get valuable psychic insight. You'll receive messages, your dreams, and your dreams will have profound visions in them. And this is a psychic ability too. But I'm afraid that this transit, Venus sextile Neptune, is going to get buried underneath all the chaos and the violence and the horror that we're going to see with that Mars conjunct Uranus square Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn. But this is inside of all of that. Like, this is the peanut inside the candy coated peanut M&M. And this is what we can use, the tool that we can use to make things sweeter, nicer, and better. So on the 23rd, also, Saturn conjuncts the Sun. And when this happens, this is asking you to do hard work and to be courageous. This is a steel rod in your back. This is stand up proud and strong and tough. And this is where your integrity will be required. So where in your life do you need to get clear-minded, clear thinking, strong, courageous, roll up your sleeves, do the hard work, and sober? Where is that in your life, right? Wherever 4 degrees Aquarius sits in your chart, or Aquarius, this is where you are being asked to do some tough work. And tough work might just mean tough decisions. So if this is in your 11th house, you might have some really hard decisions to make about the groups and organizations that you belong to, or about your friendships. You may be asked to reevaluate your hopes and what you dream about, what your hopeful wishes are. And so you are definitely being asked to stay strong, be calm, have resistance, resilience, tenacity, do the hard work of a mountain goat climbing one foot in front of the other. This is like run the marathon aspect. So there's 27 miles in a marathon, right? This is where you're being asked to be a little wiser, a little smarter, level up your mental intuition, your mental acumen. This is where your advice, your own authority, and your wisdom is needed right now. This is so important. So where in your life do you need to get tough and get serious? Where do you have Aquarius in your chart? Please leave me a comment in the notes below and tell me where your Aquarius is. Also, are you a super supporter? Oh my God, I hope you are a super supporter. You get so many perks when you join my super supporter group. It's only 25 cents a day. And you get my secret videos, you get your deep dive natal report, you get your gorgeous natal chart. So you can actually look at all the aspects that I'm talking about. And you also get, members only live streams. So come be a super supporter with me for 25 cents a day and learn astrology with me. Go on this deep inner exploration and this journey with me. You will love it. And the community is so gorgeous. If you want higher minded people with the divine love that I was talking about, that Venus, Neptune love, come be a soul navigation super supporter. And you can join just by checking out the notes below and join our community. Talk to me. Tell me about you. I want to know about you. I want to tell you about the full moon. The full moon is massive, massive, massive. I'm going to do an entire live stream on it, but that is for my super supporters. And I'm going to walk you through all of the houses. So if you do become a super supporter, you'll get to see that full moon video. That's probably going to be a 2-hour video. And this moon is no small thing. This moon is massive. I'll just briefly show you the chart. So where do you have 9 degrees Leo in your chart? Because that's where you're getting the illumination of this full moon. And that's where the secrets will come out, right? So full moons are about shedding or letting things go and releasing. New moons are about attracting things to you. And full moons are about letting them go. So with the full moon, there's usually some losses that are ushered in. And I think there will be losses because this full moon is opposite to all of those Aquarius planets that you can see above. And look at it square to Uranus and Mars. So we are going to see massive losses on this full moon. And this full moon is on January 28th, and it's at 9 degrees. Now, I really recommend that you work with your crystals, your crystal necklaces. Do you guys have your Aura Quartz crystal necklace? Please go to soulnavigation.com and choose which Aura Quartz necklace you want. We've already sold out of the Miracle necklace, which is the blue, and we've sold out of the money necklace, the lucky money necklace, the green. But we have the true love necklaces, both the ruby red one and also the gorgeous opalescent rose quartz one. And we have the yellow necklace, which brings peace, tranquility, and harmony. And and we have your guardian angel necklace still. So you can use those necklaces to manifest on this full moon, or you can buy our new moon bundle. And I have to show you the Leo new moon bundle. Now, if you order the new moon bundle like right away, like right the second you see this, we might be able to get it to you. It's coming from Connecticut. But look at this gorgeous stone. This is the Leo moon stone. And we have these for every single sign. So you can use this one for the Leo full moon, but these are called new moon bundles, but you can use them on the full moon as well. I like to use my crystals and my stones on both the new and the full, but the new, you use it as an attractor. And for the full moon, you're going to use it to help you let go of the things that are sabotaging your life, like a bad habit. This is Ivy. Ivy never comes. It's always Aurora. Ivy, say hi to everyone. You're so cute. This is Tiger's Eye, and it brings good luck and it releases fear and anxiety. So letting go of fear and anxiety. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? So if you order this on Sunday, when you see this video, we probably can get it to you in time. We can probably get it to you for the 28th. And then you get your essential oil, you get your Leo oil, and you can put it on the stone and you can even wear it yourself to help you manifest. Isn't Ivy so cute? You guys never get to see this little girl. I love her so much. She's so my baby. She's so my baby. She's not as outgoing as Aurora, but they're twins. Say hi. She's like, Mama, shush. I love her so much. She's also a little bit more regal than Aurora. And she doesn't like me treating her too much like a baby, but she is my baby. She's my girl. Actually, Aurora's always in the videos, but Ivy's my girl. Anyways, the new moon bundles are just $29. They're not very expensive, but the Aura Quartz crystal necklace you can wear, and you can charge them in the sunlight or the moonlight. So for the full moon, wherever you have this in your chart, you're being asked to release that which is sabotaging you. So again, if you're a super supporter, you're going to be able to see that video. It's going to be alive, and I'm doing it right after this. But if it's in your sixth house, there's probably a bad habit or something that you need to do to improve your health, something that you need to let go of, right? If it's in the seventh house, it might be a relationship. If it's the 10th house, it might be your career. If it's the second house, it might be your money or spending or your debt. 8th house might be your taxes. On January 30th, I want to prepare you right this minute. Mercury is going to go retrograde on January 30th. So I want you to sign your contracts, do your surgeries, do your travel all before January 30th. And it's going to stay there till February 20th. Okay. Also, I want you to remember that the chaos that we are going to see, the violence and the chaos, is not permanent. It's not going to be like this forever. Now, it might feel like it's this way forever, and it might feel scary and raw and disgusting and gross and frightening, and it is. But collectively, use your full moon, right, coming up. Send prayers out for the collective, and use the Venus-Neptune transit to create divine love and to help those who are suffering, and to express your love and your gratitude for others to help this planet heal. I told you she doesn't like me to baby her. She's like, dignity, please, dignity. And I want you to know that you can count on this community to love and support you in your dreams. So what dreams do you have? And on the full moon, that's on the 28th, on the full moon, let go of those bad self-sabotaging habits and those blocks that are blocking you from reaching your full illumination, your full potential. And you can buy the new moon bundle, and it helps so much when you work with crystals or stones and oils to help you channel, open up your heart chakra and bring in the higher divine power to help you. It's like a battery, and then you're going to hold the stone after you charge it up in the full moon, and you're going to attract to you the very things you need and the willpower that you need to let go of and purge and eliminate the things that don't serve you. And it helps when you work with your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your crossed over loved ones. And when you work with a community like this one, that will help you support your dreams. And also, I just want to tell you a couple more things. We launched a new show called Love Navigation, and it's every Thursday at 3:00, and we're doing free tarot readings for everyone. And it's all about love. We also have a special right now. If you want to get a reading from someone at Team Soul Navigation, we're doing special mini love readings all the way through February for only $29. So you can get your reading at soulnavigation.com. Just go over there. You can click on the shop tab to go buy a chart or a report or your crystal necklace or a new moon bundle, or you can hit the book now and you can book your reading with anybody on Team Soul Navigation. They are all so wonderful. They are brilliant readers, and they're booking. Their schedules are getting very busy. So jump on that. You can also get a reading with me if you want. I'm a little booked a little bit far out, and but I would be happy to read for you too. But I really encourage you to check out everyone on Team Soul Navigation. I hope you're wonderful. I hate saying goodbye. I hope the world stays safe. I'm praying that it does. I'm worried with you, but I also send love and light out to you and your families. Stay safe. Take care. Bye for now.